Hello, my name is Yamnex Gardiel, and my presentation is about the narrative paradigm. Now, the narrative paradigm is created by Walter Fisher and states that humans are more inclined to use stories to persuade than a rational argument. What is narrative paradigm? Narrative paradigm is the use of narrating, but not in the way books use with a definite beginning, rising climax, a solution, and an end. Instead, it's based on five principles. 1. Humans are storytellers. 2. Decisions and communications are based on good reasons. 3. Said good reasons are determined by history, biography, and character of the audience. 4. Rationality is based on the audience's awareness of how consistent and truthful the narrative sound compared to life experiences. And 5. The world is experienced by a set of stories that people choose to interpret. What makes a narrative paradigm effective? First, we judge stories based on narrative rationality, which operates on two main concepts: coherence and fidelity. Coherence is the consistency of the story. There are three types of coherences. 1. The structural coherence, where plot holes are found and details are important for the story to make sense. 2. Material coherence, where comparing the narrative with others told previously to see if they match. 3. Characterological coherence is when the portrayal stated seems in character for the person. There's examples of coherence. An example of structural coherence is trying to set a lie by checking that all details are present and try not to omit anything. Or trying to write a story with characters going from point A to point B without it seeming random. Material coherence is seen when comparing stories for testimonies or comparison videos and articles of politicians going back on their word. An example of characterological coherence is mainly seen for book to movie adaptations, with directors having left characters do something they wouldn't do. One famous example is book versus movie Dumbledore, here with the Goblet of Fire. Another one is the Game of Thrones, with them butchering character development on the last season due to not having the last book. Fidelity. Fidelity is whether the narrative is credible or not to the audience. Basically, if it resonates and goes with the audience's morals and core values, these values can be given through the good reasons, which are five questions for the presenter to connect with their audience. This can be seen in anything that always have a specific demographic in mind, such as commercials ranging from pharmacy, clothing brands to even food, or movie trailers that focus on specific fan bases or ethnicity. An example of this is the movie Coco, which is based on Dia de los Muertos, a Mexican holiday, which attracted a lot of Latinos into movie theaters when it released. Rational paradigm is the antithesis of narrative paradigm and states that we use rational facts for arguments. There are five main components for rational paradigm. 1. Humans are rational beings. 2. Decision making is based on arguments. 3. The topic or situation determines the argument, such as political or scientific. Rationality depends on how much we know and how well we can argue, which can be seen expertly with debate class. And the world can be reduced to a series of logical relationships that can be analyzed. Rational versus narrative paradigm. Rational paradigm is widely used by researchers, but you know who uses both? Lawyers and defendants. Most lawyers see fit to defend their client using facts, but there are the rare few that use their narrative instead. An example of this can be seen in the B movie with Barry Mish Montgomery with the opening statements.
Montgomery, your opening statement, please.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my grandmother was a simple woman. Born on a farm, she believed it was man's divine right to benefit from the bounty of nature God put before us. If we were to live in the topsy-turvy world Mr. Benson imagines, just think of what it would mean. Maybe I would have to negotiate with the silkworm for the elastic in my breeches. Talking bee. How do we know this isn't some sort of holographic motion picture capture Hollywood wizardry? They could be using laser beams, robotics, ventriloquism, cloning. For all we know, he could be on steroids.
Mr. Benson.
And then as seen here, Mr. Montgomery is attacking Barry not based on facts or logistics, but based on his credibility. And later on in the movie, Barry is asking questions to one of the bee owners and asking why they're using a bear as a mascot and as a jar to place honeybees when bears are known to eat bees to get the honey. And it's a really funny scene, but like I don't have enough time to put it in here. And it's really interesting to me that like narrative and rational paradigms can actually be seen in real world examples, especially in trials, such as Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp being a very famous one. And like you can see so many of them in like interactions with friends and families, and like you don't really notice them until you look a little bit deeper. Anyway, that's it for my presentation. Thank you for listening.